Work.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Bird
does not want Larry Bird to get possession of the ball, so he's going to play over the top of this pick, trying to get into the passing lane. And once it doesn't work, Bird can slide by, free up his shooting hand. So a gamble on Dr. J's part that did not work out.
The Boston Celtics opened the 1985 Eastern Conference Finals with a dominant performance at the Garden, defeating the Philadelphia 76ers 108-93. Boston's Big Three set the tone early. Kevin McHale powered inside with 28 points, Robert Parish controlled the paint with 26 points and 13 rebounds, and Larry Bird delivered a well-rounded 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Their balanced attack overwhelmed Philadelphia on both ends of the floor. For the 76ers, Maurice Cheeks was the lone bright spot with 27 points and 7 assists, while Moses Malone added 19 points and 10 boards. Julius Erving struggled to find rhythm, finishing with just 12 points as Boston's defense locked him down. The win gave the Celtics a 1-0 series lead, setting the tone for what would be another heated rivalry clash with their longtime Eastern foes.
Of course, Philadelphia's been off for a week.
More than 4 days rest sometimes can be hurtful to a ball club, particularly a fast-breaking club like the Sixers. They lose their timing. Boston may not be sharp because they might be a little tired, Dick.
Maurice Cheeks may be the best all-round point guard in the NBA. Being guarded by Danny Ainge. Into Julius Erving. Blocked from behind by Kevin McHale. Larry Bird working on Julius Erving. And I would think that the teams might be just slightly jittery at the outset.
Well, when you get into this type of series, the team that gets on track.
Celtics. Haynes shooting over Andrew Toney. Malone loses the rebound to Parish. Bird. Bird again. Parish. Big plus for the Celtics. The offensive board.
That is their game, the inside game. Multiple low-post players. They got to take advantage of their rebounding that they do so well at that position.
Maurice Cheeks drives the baseline. Celtics have won 8 in a row at home and 17 of their last 18.
Position. How well Parish can negate Moses Malone's strong inside play.
Dennis Johnson. Julius and Larry, the two stars, and Erving hits the second.
Here's part of Boston's set offense, getting it to this man right here. Multiple low post players. Parish, McHale, Bird that can go down low. They're trying to take advantage of that, the Celtics.
And it seems that no one can really match up well against Kevin McHale in the league.
Well, he's got those long arms. Takes a mighty big player to defend against him.
And they always seem to stay up in the air. They don't come down. Winding down to 3 minutes gone by in this first period. Double team, triple team on Malone. So we know what the strategy is for the Celtics, but if you're going to leave Cheeks open, he'll
foul trouble, so he can guard Moses Malone.
Driving in is Andrew Toney. Toney with that explosive move inside. McHale ahead of the field. Sixers didn't get back on defense. Normally they do. Level of his game. 8:05 remaining in the first period. 14-10, Philadelphia leading. Larry Bird gets his first points of the ball game. He was not 100% weakened in Game 6 against Detroit. He's got that bone chips in his right elbow, and that's been bothering him, they say, more than even he'll let on. Good steal by Bird. Dennis Johnson stopped by Toney. They had an open Ainge. Bird for 3. And there's Barkley with his first rebound. Philadelphia by 2.
I can see in the early stages, Dick, a little mistiming on the Sixers from that playoff.
Steal by Barkley. Maurice Cheeks picked up by Bird on a switch, and they're going to call the offensive foul.
You're going to see Bird laying back. The Celtics ever alert to the ball going into Moses Malone. That's a perfect example of a little timing being off after the long layoff.
Foul is on Charles Barkley, his first, and that's something to watch, the foul situation with Barkley. When he started, he got into foul trouble often. Ainge low to Bird. Was in good position but didn't have control, and it's still Celtics ball.
They're going to go at Barkley. His biggest weakness is defense. They figure if they can make him play a lot of defense, the Sixers will be in trouble.
Parish, good position inside. You're not going to stop that if he gets that low. And there's a good chance. Malone with a terrific baseline move against Robert Parish. Left him in the lurch there.
That inside game that the Sixers have, Moses with the real mobility to put it on the floor and hit the outside shot, pretty impressive.
Bird trying to draw the foul. He does. But as a bonus, he gets the basket as well. Is that a play the Celtics have used very often?
Well, you watch Robert Parish and McHale now try and get a piece of Dr. J. Has to trail behind. Everybody comes over to help out on Bird, but much too late. And he can smell double teams. That time he was just trying to get it up there and get the foul.
Tony committed the foul, and the Celtics lead for the first time in the ball game, 17-16. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn. This is just game one. It's like a pot boiling. It starts to simmer a little bit, and it picks up steam, and I think that's what this series is going to do. Traveling call. Julius couldn't get free enough for Maurice Cheeks to find him. Here's the pass to McHale. They've done this 3 times now.
McHale.
Tony has 2 fouls.
Their passes aren't crisp, Dick. Their foot movement is slow.
Dennis Johnson. Celtics. Ames winds up with it. Dennis Johnson from Ames. We've had a swing of this game of 11 points. Philadelphia led by 6, and now the Celtics are up by 5 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first period. An impossible shot by Moses Malone, blind under the hoop.
That was a Dr. J shot.
And he's 4 for 4, Tommy. Bird saves a wild pass. Parish. Robert Parish has 6 points now.
I mean, when does a big guy this size make a move like this? There's no place to go. They've got him pinned underneath, and he just finds enough sky to slide it up through. And here comes DJ underneath, and a beautiful pass from Ainge, who caught Cheeks looking at the ball instead of his man, and up and under for DJ. There's no question about that, Dick. Ray Williams has to come in and match what Richardson gives the Sixers.
Dennis Johnson.
By rotating their people and making the Celtics stay with their front line, hoping they'll capitalize on it in the second half.
Bird trying to capitalize on Bobby Jones, good defender. Danny Ainge hits his first basket of the ball game.
2 now. He's a prove-it-to-me player. He's proven to me plenty of times.
McHale, good move inside. 10 points for Kevin McHale, the best 6th man in the NBA, who then moved into the starting role when Cedric Maxwell had his knee problem. And he's remained in the starting position.
Been sensational as a starter at that power forward spot.
Bobby Jones comes out high. Bird defending him. Johnson is on Richardson. Ainge on Cheeks. Here's Clint off the mark. But Barkley gets the offensive rebound with 2 minutes to go. And a blocked shot. Bird knocked away. And a loose ball foul called against the Celtics. Larry Bird had the blocked shot inside.
Here's Barkley getting that good inside position. He got away from McHale, but Parish right there to help out. And here comes Bird. Pushed it up.
Parish on the block, not Bird. Bobby Jones drives in for the basket.
Quicker than the Sixers have been able to exploit his offense.
Barkley shooting over Bird, hits the basket. On arrest right now, but you'll see Malone and Clement Johnson in the lineup at the same time. 9 on the shot clock. 3-point lead. Bird setting a pick and roll now. Gets it inside. And the basket. Good battling second effort by Larry Bird. 2 seconds to go in the period. Cheeks fires it up wildly, and that'll do it. The first 12 minutes of Philadelphia-Boston for Barkley. Bird. And Barkley hits the jump shot. Julius fumbled the pass. Good pass, though, to Barkley. Julius Erving with a terrific thread-the-needle bounce pass. And Charles Barkley has 6 points. Check if it's a foul or a 3-second violation.
Here's Barkley wide open underneath. Somebody should have had him, probably Maxwell.
Philadelphia led by 6 early. Wedman, long range. He is red hot. Richardson penetrating inside. Terrific move by Clint Richardson. Richardson looking to Barkley. Oh, well executed by both Richardson and Charles Barkley.
Boy, did Barkley use his body beautifully that time to set up a good angle for the pass against Maxwell.
Malone and Barkley each with 8 points to lead Philadelphia. Kevin McHale with 14 big points for the Celtics. Inside to Parish. Foul. Clement Johnson picks up his third. And now Moses Malone's going to have to come back in.
Watch Barkley now really move Maxwell out of the play. All right, knows the ball is getting swung as Maxwell is trying to deny. All of a sudden, the ball is out at the head of the key and inside.
It's going to limit the second half.
He got a nice long rest on that bench, which ought to help him in the second half.
With a basket and a foul. McHale double team. Parish and Wedman over Richardson. He had a height advantage over Clint Richardson. Julius, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Irving and Bird matched up. Tony dumps off to Maurice Cheeks. With 2 seconds on the clock, Cheeks with 11 now leads the Sixers. And it's still Boston by 2.
Boston's going big now with Dennis Johnson in the backcourt. They're not going to have that push up the court like they had with Buckner or Ainge in there.
Bird. Dennis Johnson. Cheeks was double teamed, down by 4. Tony driving in for the basket. Ainge. Bird. Fires up over Bobby Jones, and Larry Bird has 9.
There's some great defense. Watch Bobby Jones denying the ball, makes Bird pop back and then out to get it. And Bird, a little up fake, frees his shooting hand before Bobby Jones can get back at the ball.
Low to Parish. Hook shot. Tony has only attempted 2 layups and he's made them. They need that outside firepower. McHale working inside. He went around Sam Williams and has 18 points.
Well, Sam was out there cutting down the passing angle, but when that long arms with McHale, you can make the pass over the top. But look at this, Sam Williams, number 33. Good defense in the passing lane, cut off the angle, but McHale with the long arms can get any kind of pass going over the top.
Jones and Irving are the forwards. Malone, Cheeks with the shot, line drive variety from Motort. He's got the wrist on the left. Malone, blocked by Parish. Saved by Wedman. Wedman is having a terrific first pass. Dennis Johnson pulls up. And McHale on the tip-in for 20 points in the first half.
Against Robert Parish. One of the tricks against Moses is to let him get the shot off and then go after it, which he does nicely. And watch McHale, 32, up the middle of the court along with Parish, and McHale right there for the rebound. So, you know, the big people of the Celtics getting out on the break.
A 9 can stretch it to 11, and they do.
We're going to watch Dennis Johnson, a tough Dennis Johnson. He's got this job, blocking out Moses Malone. That's not what you want to show.
Finds Parish. Doesn't go with 1 second, and that'll do it for the first half. Cheeks with 19 leads the Sixers. McHale has 22. At the end of the first half, it's 57-52 Boston, but coming up will be the lottery live from New York. Who will get the pick for Ewing? So that's history. Patrick Ewing, property of the New York Knickerbockers, who won the lottery. Back in action, Danny Ainge hits from the corner, and the Celtics pick up where they left off, leading by 7.
That was a big hoop to come out, and they really worked the Sixers defense that time. Made them really work.
Julius Irving looking inside. Bird has 3 fouls as he starts the second half, and the Doctor has 8 points in the ball game. Front court scoring, though, heavily favored the Celtics by a wide margin in the first half. Double teaming on McHale, and a last touch by Philadelphia, so no backcourt violation. Parish, who had a fine first half, hits the jumper. Parish now has 12 points. Celtics with a 7-point lead. Parish. Bird snaps it away in midair. Hits the shot. Good hustle by Larry Bird. What else is new?
And Parish also getting up very quickly on that fast break to put the heat on Moses.
Cheeks is the only Sixer in double figures. Ainge guarding Mo. Tony, who had a very quiet 4 points in the first period. Julius hits his second here in the third period. Philadelphia shot 55%. Boston 47. Kevin McHale already has 24 points.
Nobody in the league makes a shot like Kevin McHale just made, but Kevin McHale caught the ball, never brought it down an inch, and still made the hoop. He was double teamed on that play.
Julius trying to get to the big guy, throws it away. Another turnover. Dennis Johnson blocked by Bobby Jones, got a piece of it, but the Celtics still have it with 14 seconds on the clock and a timeout upcoming. And when we come back, Charles Barkley, with his 3 personal fouls, will be making his return in this third period. 9-point lead for the Boston Celtics.
Well, the Sixers hoping to get back in it now by using Barkley. That matchup, McHale on Barkley.
Wide open, Maurice Cheeks. See how angry the Sixers get now. Cheeks. Dennis Johnson. Now Barkley goes inside and misses the offensive layup. Boston clears.
But you can see how important he is to that team. He went and got it.
And Barkley has 4. Let's see how it happens.
Here's Barkley coming up right next to Danny Ainge and right over the top of Larry Bird. A little collision.
And Moses Malone picked up his second on this stoppage of play. 8:15 remaining, third. Parish. Short turnaround. But Barkley has 4 fouls, a big factor now in this game, and he remains in the contest. Good job of fronting Malone by Parish. Tony goes around Dennis Johnson. Terrific move by Andrew Toney.
Well, they're trying to make the inside game work, and Tony that time was forced to drive. He should be doing more of that.
Philadelphia hanging in there against the Celtics. Dennis Johnson. Barkley said he wanted that rebound even over Malone. Sixers can cut it to 3. Irving setting it up. Short. Ainge. Parish.
As the big guys of the Celtics running, much to the chagrin Boston played. You know, here comes Andrew Toney's great move. You see Parish had cut off Moses Malone, and there goes Toney into the pack. Uses his body beautifully to kiss it off the glass.
Center. A change from what the regular season was. Moses Malone has been outplayed by Robert Parish, and you say the running has been the key for him.
Absolutely, because they're not going to him a lot in the low post. They're going to mostly McHale in the low post.
Irving gambling for the steal. Bird. 13 for Larry Bird. Celtics led by 11 late in the second period. Philadelphia scored the last 6. Now it's a 9-point game. Tony. Double picked up by Parish. Malone is open. Irving. Julius Irving again. And now Barkley on the offensive glass, and we may have a jump ball. We do. Barkley pleading his case to Earl Strom, and Earl Strom says, get over there for the jump ball. He has no fear, Charles.
There aren't too many people that he's not able to snag the ball right out of their hands, but Danny Ainge, with third baseman hands, held on to it.
Ainge jumping against Barkley. Barkley has the physical edge. Wins the tip. Cheeks, top of the key. Barkley, rebound, and Barkley gets the basket. Double on McHale. Ainge controls it with 8 seconds on the shot clock. McHale setting a screen. Dennis Johnson drives in. Parish. The 76ers are running offensively in this game. Irving going to the boards, and Malone follows up. Kevin McHale sits down. He has scored 24 points in the ball game. He is the game high scorer. Cheeks going in.
And Earl Strom caught him.
Moses Malone cuts the Boston lead to 3. The LA Clippers third. And with people like Wayman Tisdale and Benoit Benjamin available, the Sonics number 4, Atlanta Hawks
seething.
Right. Well, it's a slow boiling pot. Barkley collides, and a foul. Now Hollins looked at Earl Strom. Charles Barkley with 5 fouls, but that was a delayed call, Tommy.
Well, the one official, the trailing official, sees it, but let's take a look at it here as Barkley flies from behind and does, you see.
It was a right call.
Right, it was the right call. The front official did not really have a good angle to see it.
Barkley will go to the bench with 5 fouls. Clement Johnson is in the ball game. Here's another view.
Well, that's Parish just throwing it up there, and here's the collision right away. And of course, Maxwell has gone to actor studio too, so he knows how to act when you're supposed to act.
So now the Sixers are going with 2 big men in Clement Johnson and Moses Malone. Charles Barkley on the bench has scored 10 points and has 11 rebounds, and that's his playoff average. But now and Casey Jones going deep into his bench in the latter stages of the period. Andrew Toney.
McHale and Larry Bird both on the bench getting a good rest. If the Celtics can hold even with the Sixers right now, a tremendous advantage for the Celtics.
Wedman with 4 seconds to go. Misses. Clement Johnson with 1, and he'll just hold the ball, and that'll do it. Philadelphia is not in all bad position, but Boston has had the lead. That's the end of the third period. With his bench, although Bird's in the game. 3-point ball game. Toney penetrating, scores. Bird almost got him from behind.
Not really pushing it up, and the set offense of Philadelphia much better integrated when it goes into guys like this.
Malone gives the Philadelphia 76ers their first lead since 16-14 early in the ball game.
McHale has a tough time guarding Moses.
Philadelphia by 1. McHale, they try to front him, and they got the pass in, and McHale will go to the line and shoot.
McHale.
Ainge comes back in the ball game. Ainge replacing Buckner.
And I'm sure, Dick, that Ainge has got orders to push that ball up the court. Get that tempo back to where Casey would like it.
Yeah, I think Casey sees the same thing you see, and that is that they've become very relaxed.
That's a frame of mind that you got to get in a series like this.
Wedman hits. 8 points for Scott Wedman.
Attack, attack, attack. Both clubs trying to do the same thing with plays like that.
Richardson is open. He hits. Now, 9:50 remaining. Dennis Johnson hits. Celtics are playing a half-court game.
A little bit more than perhaps the Celtics can.
Double team. Jones loses it to Bird. Here's Dennis Johnson with Toney back. Inside. McHale. McHale again. Coming out with it is Irving. Crowd wanted a foul. Didn't get it. Julius to Cheek. Malone still walking up the court. Toney hits the jumper outside. Andrew Toney, one of the few times he's hit that shot.
Boston cannot afford to miss those easy inside shots the way they just did the prior possession.
Lead is 1 point for the Celtics. They call on this man whenever they need a basket. And it's up to 3 again. Steal by Dennis Johnson. He anticipated the pass to Toney. DJ finds his way. The action churning up. Game 1, best of 7 Eastern final between familiar rivals in one of the great rivalries. Boston and Philadelphia. Celtics have led virtually all the way. Parish blocked by Clement Johnson. Hits the shot. He's not to be denied today, Rob. Boston by 3. Dennis Johnson. McHale. Toney trying to deny the pass. Johnson misses. There's Parish, though.
Johnson's got it, Dick. But here's Andrew Toney.
Toney. They look inside. Ainge. Ainge fires it up. Danny Ainge, only his 3rd basket, but Irving. This is from the corner. Here come the Celtics. 5-point lead, and Maurice Cheeks got a piece of it, but Larry Bird scored.
Here we're going to see Danny Ainge. This man was doubling, rotate. You hear about rotating defenses over here to this area to block off a big guy. Watch the job he does when the centers is double teamed and rotating. The ball ultimately goes to Dr. J, but there's Danny Ainge already on the left side of your picture fighting Clement Johnson. That's what makes defense work. There he is. Wow.
Games 3 and 4 next weekend in Philadelphia. Barkley has a shot blocked by Parish.
They know that Barkley is perhaps not going to pass the ball.
Bird. This is a 20-second timeout. The Celtics have opened it up.
Here we're going to see Barkley spin in, but watch that Venus flytrap defense of the Celtics clamp down on him, chew him up, and spit the ball out. And that up-fast offense of the Celtics produces a big basket.
Julius Erving and Larry Bird. This is the 4th time they have met in the playoffs. And this is how that matchup is working today in favor of Larry Bird. Outstanding ball, winning 7 out of 8 in the playoffs coming into this series. Julius over Bird. Sixers have in the playoffs. Double team on McHale. Julius the rebound. Comes out of the pack. Bird knocks it away. And here's McHale. Parish.
Watch Bird right now, hustling on this particular play. Just steps out there, knocks it away. DJ right in the proper place. And they attack the hoop. But watch Erving come back and hustle in his own way. Now Parish, with his tenacity, hangs in and converts.
7-point Boston lead. Parish.
Work.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Bird. And that's the last timeout for the Philadelphia 76ers. Boston has matched their biggest lead of the ball game. For Philadelphia, and they have a 12-4 run. Let's watch these two stars.
Well, Dr. J does not want Larry Bird to get possession of the ball, so he's going to play over the top of this pick, trying to get into the passing lane. And once it doesn't work, Bird can slide by, free up his shooting hand. So a gamble on Dr. J's part that did not work out.
And a happy Red Auerbach should be lighting it up behind Don Gaston, one of the owners here. Tommy Cheeks driving in. Bobby Jones crashes the board. Foul on Philadelphia.
How come Red didn't light up the cigar?
Because there's no smoking allowed in the garden?
That's right.
Okay.
You know, Brother Nick, they have to still pay him. They got to negotiate yet. They want him to be a member of the Knicks. That's going to be some interesting negotiation to follow through with.
Yeah, I'll take a chance and say that they'll pay him.
The Knicks will get him. Okay.
It's been a big game for the Boston Celtics and a big game for Robert Parish, who has scored 26 points and 13 rebounds and has put back-to-back games together in the heat of the playoffs.
Yeah, Robert Parish really was a big factor here, and his ability not to pick up early fouls.
Cunningham has emptied his bench for the final 34 seconds of this ball game. McHale. Lemon Johnson comes back missing. Well, if the Celtics want to become the first team to win back-to-back titles in 16 years, this is a good start in a big series.
Well, they were crisp, sharp, and they didn't appear to be too tired from that prior tough series against the Pistons. And I think the rest might have hurt the Sixers.
It's over. Moses Malone is welcomed to Philadelphia Boston playoff. But it's Boston. The Celtics 108, the Sixers 93, and take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 Eastern Final. Billy Cunningham will go to the drawing board and get ready for Game 2.